Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm super excited and thankful to be here chatting with you guys this morning. It's been a long time since I've heard the Lord just really speak something so clearly to share to you all. So just in obedience, I want to do that. And so I know a lot of you guys may actually be watching this today from the polls, which is amazing. Good job exercising your right to vote, regardless of who you're voting for. I'm proud of you for standing out in the cold and doing what you have to do. Very well done. And so I want to talk to you guys today because, as you guys know, today and this week is going to be very interesting for our country. Already people are prepping up and writing their post about, hey, if you vote for such and such, we're not friends, or I'm gonna unfriend you today, or whatever the case may be. And we saw a lot of this as well, like early, I want to say around April, at the height of when a lot of the racial things were happening in our country. And so what I wanted to chat with you guys about is 3 things that God spoke to me this morning about how we can come out of this, not losing all of our friends and still preserving our testimony. And it's not just about today. It's not just about today. It's a lifestyle. And so these 3 words came to my heart this morning. And this actually was a movie years ago. But the words are eat, pray, and love. Eat, pray, and love. And so those 3 concepts, eat, what does that mean? Fellowship, get to know each other. And so when you encounter that friend that feels completely opposite of you, that almost in some ways their opinion about the matter is quite offensive to you, maybe they don't fully understand where you've come from and what you've been through. So just what they write today is going to feel like a smack in your personal face, especially if that is your friend, right? So the first thing I want to advise you guys to do is to eat. In other words, seek to have genuine fellowship time with this person. Now, I know during this season we're not doing much of meeting up at people's house, or maybe you are, but get to know them. A lot of times when you sit across the table from someone, you start to understand their perspective. You may not agree with their perspective, but you gain a genuine respect for why they are what they are and why they believe what they believe. A lot of times we believe out of our circumstance. And so take time to get to know people. Pick up your phone. I'm not talking about these private messages, because we know sometimes that makes it a lot worse when you go to like, hey, private message me so we gonna talk about this. That's a quick way to lose a friend. So instead of doing that, what if we picked up the phone? What if we met the person for coffee? What if we decide to be very intentional? And you know what? Maybe you can't meet with that specific person, but maybe you could meet with a person that's of similar mindset and just get to learn. There are things that I strongly oppose, right, that are very popular right now. And so what I do is I go through and watch videos about that. I watch documentaries about those topics because I want to know both sides. I never want to be a person that can't understand where other people are coming from. So number 1, get to know that. Take time. And some of you may be like, I don't even want to have an opportunity to get to know a person who would feel like that. You may be surprised. Some of the people that I get along best with and that are kind of in my circle, we don't have the same lifestyle views on things, and it's okay. So the first thing, fellowship. Even if you go back to Acts, you see that's how they started the first church, right? What they did is they met in homes, they fellowship, they talked together, they did their lives together. And I'm sure all of the people who were there at that time did not feel the same thing about everything, but they made a choice to get together and to have a sense of community even through the frustrations and the tribulations that they were clearly experiencing being the first church. So that's that. The second thing I want to encourage you guys to do is pray. Pray for your nation. Pray for those people that you find yourself feeling so frustrated with, because chances are when you start to pray for those people, God will give you a heart for them. That's happened to me before. I've had people that I'm telling you, I really didn't like them, like at all. Like I was kind of done with them. And as I started to pray for them, the Lord started to open my heart towards them. And he even started to reveal to me, this person is bossy because, they never really had their voice heard as a child. And I'm like, okay. So I started to get compassion for them. Also, physically pray for them. I don't mean like going to their private messages and saying, I'm going to pray for you because you voted for such and such. How could you? No. Outside of this, pray for them. So last night I had the opportunity to talk to a business owner, and a new business owner, great lady. She makes amazing food. I'll post about it later. And one of the things she said was, no one's ever really prayed for me. And I can't count how many people I've encountered that I've personally prayed for that they said, man, like no one's really ever prayed for me before. There are people that you encounter that no one's ever prayed for, prayed with. Now they're used to people saying, I'll pray for you on the post, but like really being intentional about praying for people. There are a lot of people who've never ever experienced that. And guess what? When you make that choice to send that voice recording of that prayer, or to even type out a prayer and send it to them, I'm telling you what, that's going to even soften their hearts towards you, because they're like, man, like no one's ever done that for me before. As long as it's done in love and not from a I'm going to pray for you standpoint, most people receive it very, very well. So take an opportunity to pray for people. And maybe you're like, you know what? I don't feel like it's appropriate for me to message them after the fight we just had on Facebook. Fine. Then don't do it there. Pray privately. I love how when you read Jesus and what he was doing in the Gospels, it said so many times that he pulled away to pray. He just pulled away. There's even a section where he actually just prayed for his disciples. He just prayed for them. And so there's some people that they will never know that you're on their heart or that you're lifting them up before the Lord, but you know, and that's all that God knows, and that's all that matters. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be a public thing. It could just be a private thing, and let God do the work, right? If it's really that they're doing something that's so out of line or thinking something that's so against the Bible, instead of getting mad at them, pray for them, right? That's an idea. And then the last thing, love. I want to encourage you guys to love people beyond their opinions. Love people beyond what you think they should be doing or what you think they should be saying. I believe it's John, let's see, it's the only verse I wrote down today. John 13:35. Jesus is talking here, and he says, by this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, by the way you love. So by this, by what? By the way you love people, everyone will know that you belong to me. And that's how it should be. People should be able to interact with you and know right away, whoa, like she's a Christian or he's a Christian, or there are people that follow God, right? They should know that just because you love them well, you treat them with respect and honor. Even if you don't agree with them, you've made a choice to treat them with the respect and honor they deserve as just being one of God's children. And so I want to encourage you guys today to love people well. If you only love me when I agree with you, if you only love me when you feel like you can control the conversation, if you only love me when you feel like you have the power to assert your opinion over me, you don't love me. In my personal opinion, if you only love me when my opinions line up to yours, then you're not really a person who loves me. And so let us be those who genuinely care about people, who genuinely can put aside the differences and say, you know what? Hey, I don't agree with you. Let's agree to disagree. but I still love you. We can still hang out and everything. You still my peoples, you know. But I don't agree where you're coming from today. So that's my encouragement to you guys today and this week, as everything kind of starts to get going for our country. Eat, pray, love. Spend time with people. Pray for them in front of the scenes and behind the scenes, and love people very well. And I'm telling you, a lot of these situations you may find yourself in today, before you post that comment, hear my little voice nagging in your head. Eat, pray, love, right? Hear my voice talking to you, encouraging you to pause before you type, pause before you post, and ask yourself, am I being an example of God's love? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of people aren't really feeling the Christian faith right now. And part of it is because, can I say this? We've kind of become like internet gangsters. We not only will tell you how we feel, we will use those Bible verses and we will fight you and cut you with those Bible verses up and down and all around. You will be bleeding out by the time we finish with you. And the question is, are we operating in God's love when we behave that way? So pause before you post today. Ask yourself, am I really honoring God in what I'm about to say and how I'm about to say it? Or is it something that needs to be handled in private with some intentional conversations with people and just getting to know where people come from? We're all different. Let us not fall into assuming that someone's race, socioeconomic status, or family status should determine how they should and should not feel about situations. We all have different experiences, and I bet you they've made you the beautiful person you are today. All right, guys, I pray this encourages you guys. Love you most, but God loves you even more than that. All right, bye, guys.